angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo.
What do?
How are you?
How are you? How have you been?
I have been good. Good. It's December.
Honestly, tell us how was your week on the real?
The week was weeking.
Yeah, the week was week.
Yeah. The kawaida Nairobi shenanigans and the economy.
Honestly,
that it is.
I didn't like my week. But Mungu ni nani? Mungu ni mtu amenipea chakula ya kukula kila siku.
Mtu tena.
Mungu ni nani? Mungu ni Mungu. Amenipea.
Why are you doing this?
I know. Amenipea chakula ya kukula, amenipea watu wananipenda, amenipea co-host. Long story short, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
This is another episode.
Yeah.
We are grateful for our assistant G and our producer Bwana Eston.
Anafanya kazi poa. Mkitaka anything to do with production, podcast, videos, anything.
Yeah. Na nimesema tena Bwana producer ongezea G pesa. Sijui kama alipata ile cheki yake ingine.
Hatujui kama alilipwa.
Lakini for this episode tafadhali
alilipwa na exposure.
Apewe kitu. Hata kama ni exposure. Of importance ni amepewa.
Alilipwa.
Amepewa. Of importance ni amepewa.
Yeah.
So the holidays. The holidays are here. Sheria nini. And you think of the holidays, what do you think? Do you stay or go or leave?
I think for me holidays are meant to be a time you share with your family and friends, the love, and that is when you now like sort of talk about how the year has been. Yeah.
Do you have uncomfortable conversations at home? Ama it's all good, we all fine.
Not like all of us in one sitting. Once in a while, maybe.
If it pops up.
If it pops up.
If it doesn't appear,
no.
Maybe. Are you around or do you leave? Or you don't mind either?
Like around in.
Are you around with your family and friends for the holidays? Ama you go away?
I think
because it's either or.
I have never spent a Christmas away from my family apart from last year.
Oh, apart from last year.
Yeah. When the first year of marriage.
Yes.
But all the Christmases, whether I was in campus, working, I used to go home. Because we really cherish Christmas. And I feel like it's not because, I don't know, Jesus was born then, but I think it's a season of family, yes,
coming
like
together.
Unwind and
Okay. My brother was born on 25th. Shout out to the coolest 25th coolest ninja.
Who is born on 25th?
Apparently Emmanuel. You see, God is with us. Honestly, my brother, man, God bless him. Like when brothers were being gifted, I think I was given the best. He really is a stand-up gentleman, and it's the way he endeavors to be the best version of himself. Anyway, wacha niachie hapo. Anyway, so 25th has always gotten me. I've only missed twice. Once when I went for mission. Somewhere in Northeastern, and then last year
when you went for the
when I went for the trip in Africa. It was
when
something.
I grow up, I want to be George. Africa trip.
Tunashukuru Mungu. But this year I'm going to be around because sina pesa. I know I said they only take 2 interviews like in wasi. Ni jokes. Kwani nyam jokes? Ndio shida wa Kenya. I'm jokes. You don't know when to someone is serious.
Alisema 2 interviews for the Kenyan position.
Hizo ni jokes.
The rest
normalize jokes.
She may consider.
Normalize jokes. Kwa hivyo I am manifesting a job that pays me at the very least $5,000 per month. I am manifesting. Manifestors oe.
From your lips to God's ears.
Manifestors So yeah, this year I think I'm going to be around. But kama,
in case
kama kuna mtu anataka kunilipia trip, I have a I have trips.
You fit in that an airplane window.
Honestly, I have a trip planned.
Yeah.
You just send me. You can pay directly. No, don't even send me. Me hata sitaki pesa zako. Tuma tu huko. Niko na places.
Enda ona.
Niambia budget yako iko wapi?
Watu nyumbani. Cha maneno mingi.
Mse, wewe sema budget yako iko wapi? Lipa your trip. But yeah, this year I'm going to be around family and friends. Yeah, the holidays for me are a time to unwind too. They really are. Okay. And I'm super excited that Christmas movies are here. Kingdom Warriors jishikilieni in this moment.
Sisi tunawatchingi Christmas movies.
Man, I love it.
As early as November.
As early as November, yes.
Yeah.
It's something about sitting in your couch with friends and just seeing a rom-com or a story of inspiration of how people give and the ripple effect of that does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here for Christmas movies, and again, it's conditioning because that's what I grew up doing. Yeah.
Do you like Christmas trees? Or you don't mind?
No, I don't care for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't grow up with Christmas trees in our home. We grew up with coming together as family.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and movies were allowed in our home at least. So yeah, I'm here for the Christmas movies to watch as much as possible. If you enjoy that at least. Plus, I also enjoy a good movie. Yes.
Okay.
Recently, my friend said they went out for a movie and they sat out for 4 hours.
4 hours.
Demoka lilala akamka akalala akamka akalala akamka. This ninja enjoyed that movie 4 hours. People
ni kwa cinema mani
cinema
4 hours. I thought a movie is like 2 hours 30 minutes.
What was the name of this movie?
Avengers or something.
No, I'm actually going to ask him and link it. Nilimwambia you sat 4 hours and he really enjoyed it according to him. Mpwa permanent alisema yale lala akamka akamka hata sikutaka kujua. Aliniambia I should go watch. Ngamia siwezi enda cinema.
Grace to you mpwa.
I know. Aliamka akalala the things you do for love mtu wangu. Ndio hizo ndo zile mzuri. But the holidays where are plugs people can go? I know of people who take a trip.
Yeah.
As a family. Where are places you think as you've never taken a trip?
Us too.
The
so
trip
I may
is
not
in
give
the
you a
village.
plug.
The trip is in the village. That is the
village.
Trip. That is the trip. The trip is village life.
Watu waende wajifunze mahali walitoka.
Wewe na mahindi ya kuchemsha for breakfast na chai ya majani lu.
Tunakuona huku Nairobi unaringa sana branch.
What are United bread? Ushago. But I don't know. People like going to the coastal region.
Yeah.
Ama Nanyuki. Yeah. Ama Rusinga Island. Yeah. Vasha.
Yeah.
But yeah, please travel. Please travel. I highly encourage people to travel. Not for anything, but like I said, when you travel, you get to see how other people live.
Think actually.
And think.
Yes.
And you get to see
the world
too.
Yes. I think
the world is not revolving around Jojo and her family.
Yeah, I think you get to also, as you've said, like look at the world from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Like kumbe si kila mtu anapenda ugali.
And hata kuna watu wakuli
ugali na wanaishi.
Yeah, and they've not died. It's because some of we feel like if people are not taking mala, then what are they doing in their life? They're actually just living.
They're actually okay.
Yeah. Like if you're not eating meat, then you must die. No.
Yeah.
People are vegetarians. By the way, mimi nimekuwa vegetarian defender.
Tutajaribu the next 2 weeks nimesema we are vegetarians.
Power to you, G. Power to you, sir.
Anyway.
But even with the good things that come with the holidays, parent-child relationships, let's talk about that. My parents, I have the privilege of having, or growing up I had the privilege of having parents even when I started working who did not care for my money.
Yeah.
And whether or not they needed a tank or a wing or a fence repaired, they would not do it out of entitlement and say, we require this to be done when you come. Yes, yeah. But I know of people who have that in their homes. And for whatever reason, they've also allowed it. That your bonus, you are expected to go and do
in
that.
a certain way, yeah.
So if somebody is in such a situation, how would you advise them to navigate it? And they've been doing this for years, but now they've come to through therapy and or traveling, they've come to the realization that kumbe si kila mtu anafanya hivi. Kumbe this is not normal.
Yeah.
Like how do you uncondition
something like that? Sorry.
You are guardians and parents into not doing it anymore. Like how do you step away from it?
I think the first thing we need to realize is that creating boundaries is not easy with anyone. be it your family, your friends, and especially now when it comes to parents and
who have
tulikusomesha,
Oh yeah.
you get the
narrative.
guilt tripping and all that.
Yeah.
Who do you expect us to to do this for us? I think sit them down really and talk to them and tell them
conversation.
Yes, have a conversation and tell them where you're coming from. I know you might get some difficulty in terms of wanaweza kosa kukuelewa, but then now maybe you can now take the other measures of stepping away for a while. When it comes to holidays, because holidays can actually be very stressful.
And very triggering, because if that year like this year has been something.
It has.
I mean, taxes have gone to
yes,
it's unbearable. My heart goes out to anyone who is doing business and surviving on just business.
Yes,
because there's something about salaried folk. But I mean, if they were used to you taking home X amount, now it's not there. It's actually just not there.
And then now you can imagine, kwanza salary at December is paid on 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and that is actually the salary you're supposed to use in January.
Yes.
And now you're supposed to travel up country, so the fuel is here.
And the fuel price has gone to another level.
Na mtu anakungoja, watu wazazi wanakungoja home ununue mbuzi.
Ama ujenge fence, kona ya fence.
Yes.
Ama urepair nyumba side CGA.
So I think it's to sit them down and explain to them, and then if they retaliate in a certain way, then you take the other.
It is what it is.
Yes.
So should you have a conversation now or when you get home? Because them they're expecting the ngombe, mbuzi, whatever it is, your folks.
You can have a conversation with them now before they.
So that you just tell them what to expect. Give an overview of where things are at, but guys, I want you to normalize being honest with your folk. Normalize being honest with your folk. It is the responsibility of the parent to be the parent. Unfortunately,
is it?
It is the responsibility of the parent to be the parent, and that's why. I repeat, young people, stop having kids without knowing if you really want to have kids.
It's true.
Because the problem is we are continuing with the narrative over and over and over again. So it is the responsibility of the parent to be the parent. And you underestimate the ability of your parent to understand you.
Yes.
And I'm not saying now you reveal how much you earn, but to just be honest and tell them, guys, I know I have been doing this for years, but now I'm struggling. Or now I have a family. Or now we have a kid, and therefore the support that I've been giving might be like this. Or
true.
I have been blessed, and now I am earning more, so I am
increasing your contribution. It's good to have those conversations.
Have honest conversations.
And when you don't have, you don't have.
Yes.
Because I've seen people go all way, you now borrow loans and all that just to keep that certain position and class.
Even in the village. Like if you are known that it is Jackie who is the richest babe in the whole of this region.
Huku Nairobi super metro ndio yangu.
Yes.
Nikienda ushago,
so you take loans to hire vehicles and you can't afford it. So you're left with paying a loan for even 5 years.
Yes.
Of something that would have just been a conversation. And like you said, guys, it is not easy.
It's not easy.
But it is doable.
Yes.
It's actually doable.
Even the guilt that comes with you creating boundaries is there. You also feel guilty.
How did you grow up?
You grew up, you are not supposed to say anything to your parents.
Yes. How do you question your folks? What do you know? Who invited you to the table of decision making?
Yes.
Like I said, wewe ni nani na kwa nini uko hapa? So it's hard, but it's doable. So my heart goes out to anyone who has folks who are a bit dramatic or not understanding as much as our folks are. But create boundaries. Please
where you can.
Create boundaries and stick with it. And stick with it. And even when you are falling off the bandwagon, stay strong and say, we are doing this. I'm sticking with it. I'm really sticking with it. So, and parents, special shout out to parents, our parents. Please be kind to your kids.
True. Nairobi and let's not say Nairobi.
The world.
I feel like the world it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. My friends in UK complain in the same heartbeat as I am in Nairobi.
It's actually hard.
Yes. My friends in USA complain in the same heartbeat. It's hard for everyone. Yeah. So I mean, give your kids some grace. I love them some grace. I'd say that. And give them opportunity to have a conversation with you.
Yes.
Let's mtoto wako siku eti anafanya vitu kisiri Man, they leave a job from country A to country B and they never tell you.
They never tell you.
So you are thinking they're in country
It's so
A
sad.
and they already moved to country B.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And siblings, stop ratting out your siblings. Snitches get stitches. I said what I said. Just encourage your sibling to say their own truth.
Yeah, true.
What are you doing with my story to my mom?
Acha nijiseme.
Acha nijiseme.
Yeah.
Snitches
Anyway,
get stitches. Yes.
so there are some things that people struggle with when it comes to holidays.
Yeah.
I think we've mentioned one on unrealistic expectations.
Yes.
So
form
there's-
boundaries.
Yes, yeah.
And the answer is boundaries.
Yeah. How about loneliness? How would you deal with loneliness?
Oh no, I never thought about
Yeah.
that. Guy. And you know there are people who do not have anyone.
Yes. Or if they have anyone, people, they are not in
people.
good relationships with those people.
Yeah, you share blood.
Yeah, but you are not in good
Or you
terms.
share a marriage certificate.
Yes.
But that's about it.
Because I've had a lot of people stay around in Nairobi when guys are going to shags.
Just to not be
yes, yes. And it could be there was no holiday tradition in their homes, or it could be that they fell out.
and they're just like
So how would you advise people going through loneliness during the holiday?
that's the problem, guys. No, the problem here is I don't know this.
Have you been lonely?
This is a topic I cannot relate to, unfortunately, because how my life is set up.
Yeah, I think for me, I would encourage them to start preparing for the holidays early. I feel like you can get somewhere to go.
Oh yeah. Even on my trip. Now that you say it, there are people who took the trip because there's this like there's nothing for me in Kenya.
Yeah.
So let me go somewhere. Yeah. And if you can't afford a trip, you can find things to do.
Things to do. Yeah.
I highly recommend coloring,
knitting,
crocheting,
yeah, all those things.
But let me just pause here and say, build communities. Mi yaki sijui nitasema hiki kitu mara ngapi.
Unaitangwa oil of the what?
Bana, oil, family and friendships. No, guys. This looks like a joke, but actually build communities.
True.
And in building communities, and I know I'm speaking from a point of privilege, but it can even just take one, just not even two, just one. Build communities.
Yeah.
He who is friendly must show himself friendly first.
Yeah.
Like build communities. I hope in the next year, one of the things you will do, you can even reach out to me, because like I said, I don't believe in that thing of CG, the older you grow, the less friends you have.
Yeah.
I feel like those are things that people say so that people we apply what we can apply. Please build communities. If you feel you don't have a friend, reach out to me. We can see. And another thing you can do is find groups of activities. Yes, because during the holidays, like when I used to do safaris, which I'm getting back to in 2024, there were group holidays. Yeah, like these people, there's a safari here on this day, there's a safari here on this day. Like you're just saying, plan.
Yeah.
Find things to do.
And
even in Nairobi,
there are things you can actually do.
VM does things.
Yeah.
People who sing, orchestras come together.
Yes.
Like there are usually things to do, and in those spaces, people are so happy to join to meet people who are like them.
Yeah.
People are so happy to meet people who are like them.
Yes.
In those
functions and all setups. Yes.
So I agree.
Yeah.
Plan for.
I think
plan not to be lonely.
Yes.
But
because it can be stressful.
But there's two kinds of loneliness. Loneliness that you have realized that you don't have anyone for whatever reasons, fall out in any. But there's loneliness where you have just gone through a lot.
Yes.
Take it easy. Take it easy. As somebody who's gone through loss, please take it easy on yourself. It's fine. Go through the emotions, the whole process, the grieving process. Just be easy on yourself. Just be easy on yourself.
Yeah, because I think the other point was grief.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, like if your dad was the one or your mom was the one who used to run the show during holiday time, and you're just wondering who
will do it?
Who will do this?
Yes.
I remember when we lost our maternal grandma, we were just like, whoa.
Now what happened?
Mother has died. We used to call her Mother. Now who is going to run? Like where are we? What are we going to do in the village? Like who is going to call us together? And I understand that, especially for Akina, my mom and her siblings, they felt that a lot. So, yeah, grief is something. I have nothing to say on grief other than it's something.
Sort of for grief, you have to take your time.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Okay.
And an advice that I'd give people, which I realized after I went through grief, allow people to be there for you. It's a very hard thing to do, but allow people. I would actually dodge people. I'm like, that is Jackie. I'll look for a way not to see her. Because I'm just like, I'm not in the mood to explain myself.
Yes.
Like, you're asking me how am I? I don't know how am I. Yeah. So it's okay to just tell you, Aki sijui. Uko aje Jojo?
Aki sijui. I don't know where I am.
Sijui vile na feel. Like, I know you are expecting some niko but I don't know. I actually don't know. So yeah. So allow people to be there for you. It's going to be hard, but allow people to be there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about family dynamics?
That's something. Are we talking in-laws or are we talking...
You see, as we grow up,
yes,
sometimes even our own siblings can be difficult and dramatic.
We are living testimonies.
Yes.
I said what I said. You know yourself.
You're not mentioning anyone.
Do better.
Yeah, so how do you navigate family dynamics during the holidays? It can be both from your own family or from your in-laws.
Do you think you should stay away to keep the peace? Or just go if you argue, but I keep telling people, siblings are the most interesting people. They're the people who've seen you through your best and worst.
True.
Like, hakuna mali mnaenda by the way.
Kweli?
Ni sisi ndo tuko. So, I don't know. I don't shy away from hard conversations and difficult conversations for me, but understand why people would do so to keep the peace. At least with my siblings, we are very open. Like, I'm like, don't come to my place on this date. I do not appreciate it. And they would appreciate that conversation because of where we have gotten to. I'm not saying that's the way we were. It has been a process. But I understand families that is not acceptable.
Yes.
Like, you cannot kick out your sibling. You cannot say you're not coming to my house. Yes. They are allowed to come to your house the way they want, when they want, how they want, even your folks. But I say, I don't know, boundaries. It goes back to boundaries.
Yeah.
It goes back to boundaries.
Yeah.
About in-laws, sija unlock your level. But I am praying for anyone who is in that situation because I think it's usually hard because mnaenda happy na happy. But growing up, I remember Christmas was spent at my mom's.
New Year's at your dad.
No. Christmas was spent at my dad. Yeah, and then New Year's was spent on the other side. Because my mom's are Adventist. So New Year's was theirs, and then Christmas was usually most times was spent at my dad's because they are predominantly Anglican and pioneers in that regard.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so I see that is how they did their in-laws situation. And my dad would pass by at my mom's place for that New Year's celebration. Yeah. Just to say, tuko pamoja or something. Okay. On my mom's side. So I don't know in-laws. I don't know. This generation, I don't know. I don't know if you are deciding we are not going either side, we are starting our own tradition.
Yes, I think that is very important. Either you decide to take in a particular tradition
as a couple.
So I know when you're going through the marriage counseling, you're told you need to first examine both families and the traditions and the norms and the cultures that works for you. Has been working in those families. Yes, and then you can either decide to pick some from either side or start your own. Yes.
There's pushback though?
There is, but it's from the first year that you decide you want to do this, such that people know. Yeah.
Peradventure, you have not decided, and you are now in year 10. You can also just decide now. We are not saying you are doomed. No, you have to continue that path. No,
you can. Yes, you
We're
can.
Just saying it would be easier if from the get-go you made it very clear.
Yes.
That holidays are done like this in this home.
In this home, yes. Yeah.
But it's going to be hard. But take it. Like we said, parents will not die. If we give them another way of doing things. They will actually not die. They will accept us for who we are.
Yeah, so the next thing, health concerns.
Okay, break it down.
So this is something else people struggle with during the holidays. And let's talk from a diet point of view. We've been talking a lot about vegetarian. So Jojo, you decide in 2023 you're turning vegetarian. You're going the vegan way.
2024.
No, let's just say 2023.
Oh, okay.
The vegan way. Uko kwenu wanakula samaki, kuku, nyama. You get? So how do you navigate that without coming off as...
I think I've had the privilege of meeting vegetarians who are not entitled. Like they will walk into a space, see what is being served and they will have whatever is available.
Okay.
Our producer can cut this part out, but he's a living testimony.
He just did that today.
Yeah,
so akiproducer pole. Hatukufikiria.
Sisi tuko hapo. Good vibes and
Tunakula kuku.
Oh, pizzas zitembe. Ako like, so I'm just going to have this. I'm like, oh, that's very noble.
Sorry.
You're sorry.
Yeah.
So I have had the privilege of interacting with vegetarians who they are not threatened by your meat eating. That's what I call it. So I think also be gracious to your people when they push back and say you are pretending or something. Because they've known you all your
unakulanga nyama by the way.
Wewe tumekuona ukikula mbuzi mzima. What are you telling us? What are you telling us?
Have you ever seen that meme that says that, is it a meme or it was something that said that ati leo nimekataa kukunywa chai iko na sukari. Auntie yangu akaniuliza kama navuta bangi.
You see, I mean, be kind to your people. Like they must push back.
Exactly.
Don't expect they must push back. Hata sisi tulipush back hapa tukamwambia what do you mean? Usipokula tupe breakdown ya week of vegetarian meal.
And he was gracious enough to tell us.
He did. So we've had the privilege of meeting vegetarians who are very kind-hearted. But I'm saying if you have turned vegetarian, please be kind. When you walk into people's homes and they have not made a vegetarian meal, kunywa mwala. Don't make it look like, oh my goodness, why did you not prepare for me? I mean, this home we have not been preparing for vegetarians.
Yeah, true.
We have been roasting bulls.
Or even the other way around, if you go to someone's home and they are vegetarians and you don't find meat,
eat.
Don't make a big deal.
Or don't eat by the way, because nobody's forcing you to have a meal. Eat in your house.
Yes.
Come to the vegetarian's house full. Ati hiyo bashi yake itakuwa na nyama.
Ati samosa za nini minji?
Samosa za minji. I beg, please.
Yeah. Kula.
Ama usiende.
Yeah.
I think
let's be respectful of other people's
life choices.
Yes.
On that high note, I know you are planning to overindulge and eat as if the world is coming to an end.
True.
I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying moderation is the word. Moderation is the word. I pray for both of us. This is not to you two. It's for both.
Niko sure to a gym sai wako like subscriptions in 2024 January.
Ready. But I don't know, moderation was saying love your body enough to ingest what is actually needed.
Yeah.
Eat fruits, drink water, and kama kawaida, mind your business.
Very true. Very, very true. Now, I think the last one that I'd like us to discuss is on cultural differences. Yes.
Hapo uko peke yako. Take it away.
Cultural differences.
Take it away.
So I have not had the chance to be in my in-laws during Christmas. But I think during these other times that I've gone, there are a lot of things that are not the same.
That were not practiced in your culture.
Yes. Like even the way the compound looks.
And we are Nilots.
Imagine
if now it was a Nilot Bantu situation. We are all Nilots.
And even the way the compound is set up. Do you have to build on the right side? Do on the left side?
Ni Nilots too.
Sisi bora, sisi kuna tu mahali kitchen inafaa ikwe.
For the most part, who cares where the gate is in your community?
Yes, it's just that.
It's compound.
Yes,
You know, there's a lot of structure within our home, in our culture. Yeah.
So I don't know what I can pinpoint at the moment, but I'm still learning, to accept that.
So what would you say a babe who is going into a new culture?
I think
what's something you would tell them?
Don't create a lot of expectations. Yeah. Like be yourself. Like usiende huko uanze kuosha roof.
Unless roof inaoshwa.
Unless the roof is being cleaned.
But wacha hiyo
Yes,
maneno.
but don't create a lot of expectations that you will not meet. Yes. Like just do what you know you will do.
Yes.
What you know you will continuously do.
Is it wise for them to introduce their culture in that side?
It depends with how the family is. There are those families that they are very open to knowing. Like what do you normally do during Christmas? Or
is there something you can do to make you feel more comfortable?
Yeah.
Like to make you feel like you're at home?
Yes.
If that is not offered, like you said, to limit your expectations.
Yes. And also to the husbands and the wives out there, I feel like you need to protect your spouse from your family. That if your family is wale hard on. To just remind them that, let me be very clear.
This person did not grow up in this culture. They don't
and
know
even
what
if
you're
they
saying.
grew up in that culture, because even you can get
Different homes do different things.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is for you to protect them, because it can be very strenuous. You know, it's and then you see for us,
new environment.
For us women, we get a lot of, is it expectations or pressure?
Yeah.
To
It's
come
pressure.
into the marriage and adopt quickly
Yeah.
to the man's culture.
Yeah.
Like hakuna mtu mwenye anajali kama hii kitu yenye sijui.
For X years you grew up as a Y.
Yes.
Now you are suddenly required to be an A.
Yes. And you see, for example, kama mimi sikuwa najuanga magira, like you can crush the
I'm so sorry.
and eat with the
Welcome on board.
and eat with the, so you can tell them what magira is.
Okay, magira. It's a very special meal. It can be eaten in the morning, it can be eaten in the afternoon, and it can definitely be eaten at night. In fact, you can even eat it now if you have it at home. Just go to your refrigerator and get something. Magira is honestly, magira is basically
peanut sauce.
It's basically peanut sauce. Yeah. Like it's, and the way it's made, I hope. Anyway,
I have not had a chance to see how it's made.
Yeah, but it's a thing in our culture. Yeah. So you are like magira na sijui nini.
I was like, what
what's
are
going on? Magira and raboni.
Yes.
Giving what is this? Peanut ya
ingine ni
mkate.
tamu, ingine ina.
What's going on?
What's going on?
And they're thoroughly enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think even
meals.
Yes, even
Imagine
meals.
something as simple as a meal.
Even meals are different.
Yeah, something as simple as a meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the way people serve food.
Yeah.
Even the way people, sit
around a table.
There's
Yeah,
maybe
we're very dramatic
you
about
cannot
those things.
sit
Yeah.
where with your father-in-law. You get all
very
those
dramatic
things.
with those things.
Yeah. So I also want to encourage guys who want to get married and from different cultures, even different homes. Try and
learn
and even tell your spouse those things.
So
that it doesn't come as a shock.
Yeah. But
for those that you can remember, please
it's
do tell them.
It's a two double-edged sword because unfortunately, until you mentioned this thing to me,
you can't know.
No, even before you mentioned to me that these things are a thing, I didn't know they are a thing.
They are.
Like to me, I was just like, this is normal life. What do you mean? Who doesn't know Magira? Who
doesn't know mursik?
Who doesn't know mursik? I mean, usually it's mursik. Like you don't know mursik and you're a Kenyan. What's going on? But until it is mentioned or call like, oh yeah, by the way, like somebody can really not know mursik. It's something in your culture. So yeah, to the person who is acquiring the other person in their culture, please try and mention these things to the other person.
Yes.
And to the person who is going into that culture, can you try look for people even in that culture and visit Jojo during her holidays and see how their home looks like. But give yourself the grace of learning.
Because holidays can be hard. Even for me last year, I struggled a bit.
Missing your
because
family.
It was the first time I was out of home.
For the first time? Imagine.
Yeah, so I was like, I am not going to be with my mother.
Itakuaje?
Tutafanya nini?
But Bible imesema, leave your father and mother and cleave.
That is to the man.
Hizo ni mambo ya Mungu. Mambo ya Mungu hatupingi kwa hii podcast.
Yeah, but it's especially for people who had that culture and tradition, it can be very hard.
Yeah, it can. So give yourself grace.
Grace, yes. Yeah.
But honestly, spouses, protect one another. Even when your husband comes to your home, protect him from them taking jabs at him and saying afanyi ajui afanye kenye ajui. So protect him. If you have not told him prior, like, protect him from your people and tell them, but then he doesn't know. So if you're expecting him to do, he will not do. He will not do it today, he will not do it tomorrow. So live with it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jojo, what are some of the things that you do during holidays that you make memories? Are there some certain, yes, you meet as a family, but there are some things that you do during the holidays together?
It's pretty interesting. Most times, New Year's wangwana, we find each other and we, without planning. Uko wapi, tunajishtukia tuko pamoja.
Also, New Year's, you have to be Nairobi?
Usually.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part, it has been like that for the last couple of years. So that's something that, now that I'm thinking about it, is something that we do with Wangwana.
Wangwana is a group of amazing people that I am yet to join. Because
look at this one. This one who's also set us in our house.
Because Jojo
said, well, wase, let's stay focused.
Wangwana, kama mnasikia hii tafadhali, simunivotie. Tafadhali. talk to Jojo.
There's a whole group called interesting characters. Okay, sijatuma picha za hiyo.
Hajatuma picha kutoka lini Jojo?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
I plead the fifth. Thank you very much. But picha mtapata. Kama si wiki ni next week.
Watu wa iPhone. Walisema we take it slow na watu wa iPhone. Usisumbue mtu wa iPhone. Alitaka kutuma next year.
Honestly, sasa tumeshukishwa tunatumia type C charger.
Ni sawa tu bado nyinyi watu wa iPhone.
iPhone users
lakini picha ni kitu ya kunyima mtu.
Hebu sikia iPhone user mwenzangu, but yeah, I do that. I watch Christmas movies because honestly they are inspiring stories within them. I read a lot and I listen. I listen to people. I'm pretty good at asking people. I'm naturally inquisitive. Like I will walk somewhere and ask what is going on, why is this going on? And one of my favorite memories during the holidays is sitting down with my parents and asking them uncomfortable questions.
Jojo can do that.
Yeah. Even with your parents.
Yeah.
I actually like asking them, hey, when did you fall in love? What is something you think if you were my age you would do better? Yeah. And we learn a lot. Parents they are a resource. They're a resource. The wisdom that runs within them, it's something.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things you enjoy doing?
I think what I enjoy during the holidays is visiting people. Like my aunties. And for Carles we drink tea every time.
Tea time.
Every time.
Tea time. There's no time like tea time.
Unaenda kwa auntie 1 unakunywa chai, auntie 2,
tea time,
auntie 3.
And it's nice seeing them.
Yeah, it's nice seeing them.
Yeah.
I actually strive every time I go home. I try to see at least 2.
Yeah, visit with them. Na aya, when on that auntie note, I know this doesn't happen in your home, but kuna ile pesa yenye kama mwanaume, at least in my culture, you need to work with in the village.
Hata mimi ubebanga nowadays.
Grandmother hapa.
Lazima
there's a friend of mine who has a policy. Ako na policy 500, 200, 150. So the widows get the highest amount, the drunkards get as low as 50 shillings. Yes.
Of course, everyone has that drunk uncle, sorry.
Yes. If not uncle, just somebody in the village.
In the village, who will just
who will know you have arrived. In fact, ukifika anaanza kutembea around your boma.
Yeah.
Uncle like, you have come. But I was telling a friend, I think a couple of months ago, the privilege that my community has is the babes are not asked for money. Imagine. Nobody would stretch out their hand to ask a woman for money. Okay. Their pride will not let them. Okay. But the men, it is expected, bana. It is expected.
Yeah.
And when I go to the village, I walk in the village, but no one has ever said nipe kitu.
Okay.
Their pride will not let them. But the men are not given that privilege. Yes, they are expected to give. And give handsomely. So
Okay.
So Oche expectations and that kamani that come. The aftermath of the holidays. Kabonus kamekuja. Kabonus kameisha.
13th month salary kameingia.
I mean, let's say uko January 1st na kimekuramba. What should you do? Okay, what should you do so that you do not join the January club?
Honestly,
or
I've
what
seen
are some
people,
of the things you do?
I've seen various people discuss about financial implication of holidays. And for the parents, they are normally told, pay your fee in November.
Yes,
or
October.
In
December.
Lipa fee, nunua. Okay, of course, uniform inaweza kuwa ngumu because kids will grow. But for the books, the stationery and all those
you
things.
can. Nowadays, you put a deposit on.
You can put a deposit, yes.
Yeah,
so
a deposit.
do everything school.
Yes.
Before
so
the holidays. Pay your rent and all that. So wewe ukienda kuindulge, you know that kila kitu iko sorted. Yes. Yeah.
What are some of the things you do? Personally, I shop for 2 months in December.
In December. Yeah. So you shop for December and January.
I shop for December and January. So that there is food. People are always passing by our house. So staki ati nikuwe like sina nyanya ama sina
nini by the way. Yeah.
So I shop as a norm. My December shopping is higher than it should be. Because it covers 2 months.
Okay.
Apart from the perishables.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me is I try not to go overboard.
How do you people do that? It's a holiday. It's a time to give.
But you plan on what you're going to give.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So whatever money nafaa kupeana nitapeana.
Money motivation Monday ndo wao mimi.
Ile ingine nye sifai kupeana.
You don't touch it.
No.
It's a discipline for me. It's a discipline for me.
No.
It's giving Kipchoge.
Yeah.
It's giving Kipchoge.
And then me, I'm not very random. So wezi nipata iti have you seen those two things that people say eti ni alituma bwana yake ende alete mkate akajipata Naivasha.
Me, I'm those people. Half the places I visited in this country.
Uko na slippers.
Slippers. You see the way inaweza teremka hapa kufanyia mtu kitu. Alafu mtu anambia there's a plot you to go to what. I'm like, but what is stopping me exactly? Am I not young? Do I not have the resources to do this thing? Can I not buy clothes in that center? Sasa
wana yo kununua nguo.
I will go. Imagine. Almost all counties have niyo. Nitaenda ninunue nguo kwa. In fact, if you see me on that trip, you can think I planned it more than you. In fact, the people who went on that trip do not have things I have because I've been doing this so much. I know what I need to get when I get to the new town.
Uko na ile bag ya to go.
Mimi ndo hata ninaanza kusaidia watu. Ati uko na nini? Uko na nini? Mimi ndo nasaidia watu because I've done it so well. I know how to do. I get to the town, I buy what I need, and now I'm the one who is helping people who had planned for this trip. So the disciplined community, we need to learn a lot from you.
Yeah.
We will try. But plan your
But
resources.
plan, yes.
Yeah,
plan.
Pay school fees if you need to pay.
Yeah.
Do shopping if you need to do.
So that you don't... Because I feel like the first 3 months of the year, 4 months are for paying debts.
Yeah, for most people.
Yes.
Yeah. Invest. This time, I want you to do something with me. I will also try and do it. In fact, I will endeavor to do it. When your bonus comes, can you just take a part of it and invest
invest in something, yes. Yeah.
And let it give you a return somewhere the third week of January. Yes. So bonuses come at 20th, 17, 18. If you can put in something that will give you a return, I don't know what that is, on 17th January. That third week is where people usually die. All cars are parked.
Hakuna mtu anaenda job.
Watu wako na hasira ukisalimia mtu hawa what do you mean how am I?
Sasa hiyo cabbage ndio inaongea.
Oh, my community
ilikuwa like but last week I was a salad.
My community says us we don't eat cabbage. That week they are eating cabbage and ugali and they are not dying.
So cabbage iko like I was a salad. But I was
just a salad last month. Why am I the staple food in this home? It's giving cabbage yenye ina nyanya.
Yeah. So I think we need to plan better, honestly.
Let's plan our finances. It is, like we said, it's not easy, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Probably that will be our tagline. The pressure to go on holiday when people are going on holiday. I don't know. Is there a pressure?
For me, no.
Like when people feel like, akina nani wako out and about, us we are not okay. So like we should think like other people, Jackie.
Honestly,
tap into other people. You know your competition is you.
Honestly, unataka kwenda Maldives akigo.
Yeah. No, but if you're feeling like your mates, okay, especially in your where you are at, like young married couples, like you see your mates wamechukua vacation. Anyway, why am I saying? Ndo anapea tu pressure baby. These ones are the ones. These ones who have just come out from a holiday. These ones are the ones who are giving for pressure. So of course you cannot understand where the rest of us are coming from.
The only holiday in the year.
Mulienda holiday ama mkwenda holiday? Mulienda holiday. Correct.
Tulienda.
So Jackie, let me speak on your behalf because now this one is on the other side. She cannot understand. No, I think run your own race, no?
And it's seasons.
Yeah, run your own race. Yeah, run your own race. There are people who have married people who will never take them for holidays.
Yeah.
But maybe they are kind and loving and they show up and they show out. And maybe it's also not just their time.
Yeah.
They're not financially capable to do it. Yeah, so seasons. Run your own race. It shall be well. It shall be well. Anything else that comes? Flexing your muscles at home. Mimi nimefika hapa. Sahi nina drive Mercedes. Last year nilikuwa na Probox. Like unajua people... If familia is doing better than this family and you know.
But that is what is making us cousins not talk to each other though. Sindio? Yeah.
Yeah, because our home now has 6 cars.
6 cars nyinyi yenu kona ngapi? Yeah.
Our home now has 3 PhD holders, yours has 2. I'm speaking to my community when I say about education. Because there are people who hata na 7. It's just another day for them.
Another degree.
Tulienda degree tu ama tukaenda degree. So yeah, that tension and competition between siblings or cousins or homes.
Actually, I feel for cousins it's more
pronounced.
I feel like it's more external to me than when it's siblings. Because for siblings you're there together. You know, for cousins,
you might
I'm not talking to you really. Yeah.
Unless there's a
yes.
or a thing, I mean, surely.
But for siblings, it can be... And you know, the weird part is parents show.
Favoritism.
Yeah.
The one who's making more.
Yes. And especially moms.
Lakini nani apendi
Sorry
mtu
to
ako na
say.
pesa?
Nani
Wewe
apendi
niambie
mtu ako
ni
na
tu.
do?
Even you.
Hata kani wewe.
Even you.
Hata kani wewe.
Nani apendi mtu ako na
Utakuja na
pesa?
Prado kweli,
Just
usimtengene-
work hard, bana. Guys, work hard. Work hard.
Usimchinjie kuku.
Just work hard bana. Just work hard. You cannot, unajua mwingine ameingia na newspaper, mwingine ameingia na Prado na shopping. Even you.
Hata wewe,
You see who
But
kuku
anyway-
itachinjiwa. But you know, I mean, Jacob and the favorite quote with
Yeah.
Joseph. We see how that story went.
Yes,
So parents,
yes, yeah.
please be learning from
Give
that.
grace.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Try to balance out the love.
Yeah.
Whether there is one person who's... My mom says, I always ask her who is her favorite kid. We all know. We all, Ma, tunajua who is your favorite kid. And we know it is not me. So, tusidanganyane.
Joji
But-
ashasema.
but we know how she's very intelligent, that one. You know what she tells us?
Sisi middle children tulizoea.
Ati her favorite child is the one who is going through the most problems at that point. Mwerevu huyo, mwerevu.
Sisi middle children hata tulisahau hiyo
Hiyo
story.
ndio uzuri wa kwenda shule. Hapo alinichapa
Alikuchapa
10
10
lakini
nil.
tunajua who your favorite child is. Na mimi nisha accept. But she says, I hope parents can learn from that. It's the one who is going through the most, who is her favorite kid at that point.
But I've also come to realize and learn that the way our parents love us as siblings is not the same.
It is not.
And
Accept
you cannot
your
force
position.
it. Yes.
Me, honestly, I do. I was my dad's favorite. Nata walikuwa najua. And I didn't, unfortunately, I'm not saying I lauded it over them, but they knew I knew.
Yeah.
They knew I knew I was my dad's
Yeah.
favorite. Like, just take your position. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes.
Take
And
your
so
pride.
also give your parents grace.
Yeah, take your position. There's something that they see in that other
Yeah,
kid that
yeah.
they don't see in you.
Yeah.
It can be they remind them of their
Parents or something.
or they remind them of them.
Them, yes.
Yeah, take your position. Parents try not to show it as much.
Yes.
The ones who are favorites also try not to. Unaona kele niliapenia Joseph, si mnakumbuka?
Last bonds.
Mans went to become a slave. So I mean, don't lord it over your other siblings. But for the most part, siblings, I hope they would be not competing.
Yeah.
And even in the village.
Yes.
So
we hope you guys are going to have good holiday,
a fantastic one.
happy one.
Yes.
Yeah, we hope you're going to have the time of your life.
Yeah.
And for those who've lost their loved ones,
Our heart goes out to you.
yeah, we pray for you this season. It's not easy.
It is not. Like I said, I hope you get the ability to allow people to love you
Yeah.
and to show up for you.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is plan. Aki plan. The economy is not going to get any better.
Yeah.
We're just going to go.
Hey, it's going to the roof.
Yeah. So, I mean, plan for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I think as we finish,
Yes.
I'm going to read something here. So it says, whatever is beautiful, whatever is meaningful, whatever brings you happiness, may it be yours this holiday season and throughout the coming year.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
That is our prayer to you.
Yes.
So long story short, over and out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Happy holidays.